have always been a fan of history. I've always been this guy who is very much interested in the various, should I say, development through the human history, how humans like us have contributed in making our society a better place. We can have a list of names, and that list can go on and on. We talk about people like Marco Polo sailing through the seas, through his many Odysseys. You can go on, and even argue that it was not true that he did not discover North America. But whether that argument is true or not, that's not my concern. My concern is there was a man who dared. There was a man who thought above normal. There was a man who was willing to leave his convenience and discover worlds and fight for what he saw to be more than just an illusion, but reality. 1969, Neil Armstrong, the first man that walked on the moon. Martin Cooper, the 19th century, early 19th century, he led a team that built the first mobile cell phone. And that alone is the revolution of the communication that we are enjoying today. So I've always been this person. When I read through the history books, encyclopedias and all of that, I always get wowed, I always get amazed. And I also wish, not just for myself, my team, and everybody around me, that we also have our share in history. When you are young, life feels like an eternity. Nothing bothers you. But the older you get, everything becomes scary. Because then the realities of life begin to set in, and that can be very, very scary. Nobody wants to die. But the point where you realize that there's an end to everything, the fear grips everybody. And this happens irrespective of your age, your height, your ethnicity, your religion, your skin color, whatever it is, it happens to everybody. Now, similar to this, but on the positive side actually, is we all have something in common, and that is we all want something good for ourselves. Now, taste and definition of good actually differs, because I believe that depends on your personality. But the truth is, regardless of what you define to be good or tasty, we all want what is good for ourselves, what is good for our loved ones. We all want what is better and best for our worlds. Now, let's talk about something abstract, for example. Let's talk about the environment of which you live in. The features, the neighborhood of that environment, where it's located, actually have a lot of influence in your life. First of all, it defines who you call friends. Your kids growing up, the environment, the neighbors that they are going to have, the kids they are going to play with, the same mindset of which they are going to grow, where you live defines it. And again, on the other hand, it also defines your enemies. But let's not talk about that, but sometimes it's good to have wealthy enemies. For example, imagine Dangote being your neighbor, and then you guys are enemies. I mean, kudos to you, you have a very wealthy enemy. Like me, I'm looking for wealthy enemies, because look, our enemies and the people we pray against or say, oh, this guy I don't like, they don't all have to be poor people. Let's have some rich enemies as well, just as we want to have rich friends.
So the project is starting in 2 days. We are proactive and making sure everything's on ground. The granite is here. The sand is here.
All right, so we have more than 5,000 blocks already.
And we have granite just still coming in, sand still coming in.
Basically, we're ready.
Now, the elite residence, Twin Luxury Phase 1, is at the peak, not just of luxury and of all those features I've just been mentioning, but also the environment cannot be faulted. This team, Naga Hummingbird Properties, we are all working tirelessly day and night, sleepless night, restless days, just to give you the best.
Today we are bringing you another update on what is going on this fantastic project, Elite Resident Twin Duplex. We're expecting over 1,500 bags of cement for this particular project so that we can give you the best.
We are giving you value, we are creating a story, and we all are going to be part of it. Now, this is a twin duplex, luxurious and located at one of the best locations you can ever have it in Benin City.
How about you? We never found this thing.
No, you want to get it. I think it's Bamen. Baratura ma ugabani. Sema kwa sema. Jama gidanzare. So, ya bara video ba.
See it up.
Mana dike.
I get you.
Please come with me. So you can see the mix. This sand and cement mix ratio 1:4 is what we're supposed to use as mortar for our block works. We're going to start laying the blocks in foundation, and the mix ratio is rich 1:4 mix ratio sand and cement. Now if you keep walking down here, we have just a few more column bases to cast, and the mix ratio for this column is mix ratio 1:2:4. Now we ensure that the exact mix ratio as designed is what we're using here. And if you go down this way, you can see all of these columns have been set properly plumbed when they were being set and casted, ready to receive forming. We've been able to do all of these structural works on the ground, and it's solid. I can tell you it is solid. The blocks are going to be laid right now and formed, and before you know it, all of the walls and foundations are risen already. So that way is the twin part of this work. So everything you're seeing being done here is exactly what we're achieving here. And I tell you the truth, I look forward to getting this done completely. I'm happy to, and I'm very excited to be part of the team doing this. So if you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? This is just the right time to do so. Thank you.
So we are right here at Elite Residence Phase 1. This is Alpha A. Today we are at the stage of foundation forming, right? And from this stage to the DPC level, it's going to take us about 1,500 to 2,000 blocks. Come with me, guys. So yes, this is foundation forming. From this foundation forming to the end of the project, I am going to keep you guys updated.
No one will follow me.
By name, architect Ishaya Daniel Cholon, the lead architect on this residential building. I will be talking about the concept behind what we have here. This is a 4-bedroom, fully detached apartment, which we want to set up in this very place. And due to the environment, we selected the environment very well for this project because it's a residential building and we have good residential surrounding. And the idea of our building, we are focusing on functionality and aesthetical values of the building. And in this building, we have good spaces that have been allocated for suite functions. We have our living area, we have our bedrooms all in suite. We have our kitchen space, very comfortable with a U-shaped standard kind of kitchen setting. We have our back door and everything, very good. And we're looking at the geographical environment. So we are considering the fact of, we are considering some factors in terms of the weather. You know, Benin is hot, and we are trying to see how we're going to connect. We're trying to see how to connect our design based on weather, which we did some certain analysis on site analysis, checking where the sun is coming and where the sun is setting. And again, we are looking at the landscaping nature of the environment, which we are going to be dealing on green areas. We looked at the parking spaces, which I believe my colleague, Engineer Eze, spoke about. And we're looking about the aesthetical values. Now, the aesthetical values simply means how the beauty that we're talking about, and the simplicity in the building, because Naga is about simplicity and functionality. So we're looking at how we could get people move around their spaces without any problem. And we have some of the goals. Some of those goals that we're looking at, we have we have safety and security. You know, in every design, we must consider safety and security. So in terms of safety and security, majorly in terms of material usage, you can see that we're having a good mixing ratios, and the safety, we have materials that would consider fire protective materials kind of. We have durability kind of materials. We have from our tiles down to our roof type of ceiling, and we're looking at all this together. We're looking at the style and the character of our building. As Naga have given us that brief, so we want Naga to have a limelight and a symbol of their kind of style in terms of architecture. So that is what we're giving right now.
My perception about what sometimes happen on site is what one can term to be conflict of interest between the skilled laborers and the professional workers. And by professional workers and skilled laborers, I mean the engineers, the architects, and the laborers, mostly the masons. Now, there's this ideology that both parties have, which most times bring about conflict or how would I put it, a rift between them to understand, okay, fine, do this thing and let's get the job done as fast as we can. And it can be really, really challenging to work with, I cannot lie. However, I have understood with my little time, since the commencing of this project that I have to come to an understanding with the skilled workers and with the professional workers. Now, how do I mean? We have to follow the professional workers regardless of how, intimidating it might be, because they are the brain box of this elite residence that we are building currently. And also, we also have to come to an understanding about the concerns of the skilled workers, because they are the ones that are actually doing the hard works that we are seeing behind the screen at this point. So sometimes it comes with motivation, trying to liaise with them, trying to understand their complaints, try and talk them into it. Not really it's because most people will tell you, oh, you probably have to shout at them, and all. It doesn't really work that way. There are some times where you understand that it's not really, you don't really shout at people these days to do work. You have to understand their complaints, then walk through it. And if at all they are being, they're still being nonchalant about the job, then you change the workers. That's how it works. But as far as the architect and the engineers are concerned, we have to also follow them. And they also have to find a way to understand that, okay, the people they are working with is people that they have to, everybody just needs understanding at every point in time. So on my part, I have come to understand that it's just all about understanding, compromises, and teamwork at the end of the day. With, little, how would I put it, motivation, like water, as little as water, it can go a long way. Because the sun, I'm sweating. It's a lot. But when, maybe they are complaining about maybe some certain things because, for instance, sometimes we talk about the 3 inches and now it is being moved to 6 inches. For them to do that job, it's at times hard. That, this was not what they said before, let's now do this. But because of that shift, sometimes you just have to fine, don't worry, I would buy you water. As little as that, it can go a long way. So working has really been, it's been educative on my part, and the ideologies I've gotten to understand from different parties has really also, helped my understanding on how to work with them and manage the situation, and also bring about motivation as best as I can. It's not really like a fixed way of motivation. It could come in various ways.
Of course, an architect drew the house plan for this building. And we are doing everything possible to make sure we follow the house plan. We are doing everything to make sure there's no mistake, nothing goes wrong. The engineers are on ground, they're giving their professional advice. And of course, we want to make this the luxury that we promised. So there's an effective line of communication between the engineers and the manual laborers, and everything is going on smoothly over here. Every step of the way, the engineers are available to tell the laborers what to do. They just carry them along step by step. This is love.
Personally, I do believe in authenticity, which is the true test of progress. We at Naga Hummingbirds, we are committed to providing our partners with the stability in our progress on how this construction is going. That is why we are coming to give you an accountability of what has been going on since the inception of this project. As you can see, we are at the foundation level and we've filled the columns, we've done the casting of rod into the foundations, and now we've used over 100 bags of cement to accomplish this, and we are at a level where we are doing the forming, raising up with using 1,500 blocks to raise up this foundation. Now is the time to invest with us strongly on these ongoing projects today as we build the Elite Luxury Phase 1. Invest with Naga. Thank you.
Personally, if I'm being honest, I thought the perfect residence didn't exist in Benin until this introduction of Naga Hummingbird Properties Elite Residence. This residence is unique and is remarkable, it's exceptional like no other. This residence is changing the narrative for Edo State market on housing and development because, of course, it's bringing about development, modernization, standardized growth in housing in the entire Edo State generally.
Imagine living in a place that exudes class, luxury, comfort, and peace of mind. It is possible, and I'm here to tell you how. This property doesn't just boast of its grand architecture or ultra-modern design, it comes with something even more valuable, peace of mind. Now, our property proudly holds a CFO. How does that serve you? Confidence. This gives you absolute confidence in guaranteeing your ownership, that this is not just a home, but a secure and smart investment, which leaves a paper trail. Freedom. What does freedom mean in this context? It means your property is recognized and fully protected by the government. In a city where sometimes ownership can be very challenging, ownership of lands can be very challenging, this CFO gives you the guarantee that this property is yours. Every piece of paper tells a story of this property's history, from our CFO to our deed of transfer to our community approval. This highlights and verifies ownership while providing you with restrictions.
I'm almost done with yours, though. You're almost done with yours. Well done.
Wait.
I am talking about an elite 4-bedroom duplex. This duplex is sitting on a 14 square meters. It is carved out from a land size of 50 by 100. This duplex comes with security, chef at request, cleaner at request, 24 hours electricity, inbuilt fire self-service, like light sensored stairs. What else do you want? Name it, and many more. This duplex is coming with unique and quality designs at every point of construction.
Why Ogunweyi? That's a nice question. Ogunweyi is a serene environment. It's a multi-linked road to various parts of Benin City. It's a 15 minutes drive away from the Benin airport, a 10 minutes drive away from Ogbazu. As a matter of fact, the only zoo we have here in Benin, right? Ogunweyi, it's a place with peaceful neighborhood. For a family with kids, you have the Ontario Park, you have the Ogbazu just close by, you have good and standard schools around for your kids for sound educations.
Are you an investor? This is a great opportunity for you to key in, because we will be ensuring transparency and accounting of every step-by-step process in making this masterpiece of luxury.
Let's go down to the qualities of materials we're going to be using. If you know Naga Hummingbird Properties very well, we've been given the best when it comes to landed properties. So this time it will be no different, right? From the start to the finish of this project, we are going to use high quality materials. In real estate, quality is not just a detail, it is everything. So I'd advise you to be part of the story.
I'm actually assigned the task of getting our CFO done, and this can be very tedious. We have to wait for months sometimes, even with your complete documentation. It's not easy. So when buying this property, you have to chill, okay? This is a guarantee that this is not a scam. With this document, you can buy, sell, and develop your property and enjoy a blend of privacy and community along with those who appreciate refined luxury.
Our project is going to be leading to pandemonium activity because of what we're introducing to the real estate markets. Now you can imagine how high that competition will cost.
What quality of life will our buyer have after purchasing the house? Our buyer, we have the privilege of living in a safe and private place. Privacy is premium for the buyer. A home is supposed to be a safe haven and a retreat from the outside world. This is what the buyer will enjoy, as the environment is peaceful, serene, and tranquil.
With this property listed above, this is every reason why you should choose Naga.
So when you think real estate, think Naga.
Believe me, when we are done with this project, Benin City is going to be renamed from the ancient city. I don't care what they are going to name it, but the word ancient is going to be taken out from it. And again, to add, this luxury is affordable. But regardless, I'm very sure this is not for everyone. It's just reserved for the 5%. And we are cool with that. Not everybody recognizes value, and that's okay. There are some people, I have no disrespect to some places in Benin City, like, let's just mention names. Opa Sakmomba, Ewotubu. I don't even have to go further. You know those environments. There's a mindset. There are things that are common with those areas. And if that's where you grew up from, and you still keep that mindset till now, you still behave like them, you still act like them, you still relate very well with that environment, for example, I don't expect you to see this value.
Come with me. The granite, at this stage where we are right now in this project, because we're supposed to have far more granites than this, but it's gone down. We're expecting granites from the factory. They're coming anytime soon to show that clearly there's an increase in the bill of quantity. Come with me. The sand, the same thing with the sand, like I just explained, in the ratio of the casting and in the ratio of the block laying. Yeah, it's going to be the same even in the plastering. We are using far more sand than we originally estimated because we want this to be rich. We're building a house, a twin luxury, whereby everything is going to be posh, everything is going to be luxury, quality. We are not joking with standard. And of course, the blocks. We are using far more blocks than we originally proposed. Just massive increments, especially in the amount of cement we are using. The cement especially, and of course we know the price of cement right now. The price of cement has skyrocketed, but really, it's not deterring us from giving that quality that we've promised here. Okay. So we are going all out. It's Naga. This can only be premium.
When I travel to Lagos, which I often do, and many other places, but let's just talk about Lagos, for example. When I go through the streets of Ikoyi, sometimes I wonder, like, man, am I still in Nigeria? Are we, like, when you look at the skyscrapers, you look at the serenity of the environment, man, you wonder, are we still in Nigeria? But that is possible, not just only for Lagos, but to every state in Nigeria. But the truth is, for us to get there, we have to work together cohesively to make this happen. Ikoyi, Lagos was actually strategized by humans just like us, and they have actually left their names in the sands of history. Go through Banana Island, you will be amazed. The truth is, we can have that in every state in Nigeria.
We are going to wear the jackets too.
Oh, okay. So where's jacket? Okay.
So as you can see, the forming for the internal and external block walls of the ground floor has commenced. But I'd love to put you guys through the process at which we got to this point. The first thing we did was the general site preparation, where we had the clearing. Then we moved to the buying of materials like the blocks, the sharp sand, the gravel, bringing of the caravan to accommodate the cement, the buying of the cement, and so on and so forth. Then we went to the setting out. That was the stage where we had the pegging. Then after that, we had the excavation of foundation trenches, which is the digging. Then we had the leveling and compacting of these foundation trenches. Then we moved to the blinding and foundation footing with cement. Then we had the block work in foundation. Then we also commenced with the backfilling with laterites. Then, as of 2 days back, we had the leveling and rammering of this backfilled material with compacting machine. And as of yesterday, we introduced the DPM with polythene and also the introduction of the wire mesh in preparation to receive the cement. Then we had the cement oversight, which is also known as the German floor. So all of this was done with supervision of the project architect and engineer. And also, I am glad to let you know that at every stage, the necessary initial plumbing work, wooden form work, and iron reinforcement work was constructed as designed. And also, I'm also glad to let you know that the first stage of the project, which is the foundation, has been completed in just 3 weeks. And with this pace and speed, we can get to the slab level or the decking level before the end of the year.
Sorry. Engineer, I used my room. Where are you?
We had to contact engineers outside of Edo State just to get the best value out of this. No disrespect to the engineers in Benin City in particular, but maybe I am the one that I've not seen. But really, they have really not amazed me. All the works I see in Benin that have amazed me, when I check and look for the engineers, they are never people from Edo State, never people from Benin City. But that's the point. We all get there. We have to grow. We have to embrace new ideas. We have to accept it, live with it, and not just that, be part of it. We want to live up to some expectations. First of all, of the 5% I was talking about, because this is not for everyone. And then again, to the general public, to the amazement of every human in Edo State, we are proudly Benin City. We are Edo people. Like they will say, Edo or Dion. We are always the highest. We are the seniors. So but the point is, we are living to that expectation of the public, of the 5%, and then again, and more importantly, to ourselves. As a company, our integrity is on the line, and our values and standards, I can tell you very well, are very, very high. You need to see how this team are working tirelessly. Like as I'm talking, I bet you can see the videos already of them at the site working. We are trying our best. Sleepless nights, like I said, restless days, just to give you premium. Our investors have taken the bull by the horn. We are all ready. This is already a victorious project. I'm supposed to be an old man, but this is making me young already. I feel like that 9-year-old boy back in school with so many illusions and dreams, which I later found out that many of them were actually not real. But this actually is making me young again. The excitement is just there. The adrenaline is up. Like we just want to eat it and get it all done just like that. So we are working tirelessly to bring value to you. When you hear the sound of the hummingbird, there is hope. When you are lost in the desert and you hear the hummingbird sings, it means you are close to civilization. When you are lost in the sea and then you find a bird, it means you are close to land. So when you hear the word hummingbird, it serves as hope. Naga Hummingbird have brought the same to the Benin people, to Edo State at large. We are raising the bars of housing, livelihood, and real estate in Edo State. Warm regards to the other real estate companies. I believe if we all keep working and doing what we are doing together, we will achieve a better and beautiful Edo State. Naga Hummingbird in particular, we are setting our bars and standards so high, and this, I can tell you, we will bring down for no man. We are giving you a duplex, like I said, with the best features, 6 months warranty. That's to tell you our integrity as a company is on the line. And we are making this very much affordable. Luxury is affordable. I don't even have to say much. Naga only serves you premium.
Don't always be told. Be part of the story. Buy and invest with Naga Hummingbird Properties.